So in the previous video, we tried to write sign up test scenarios for a dummy application. This was not a real application. This was just an SRS document. Here we have a design for an application, but this is a real application, you know, KFC. You can order food from it. I tested this application, but not this year, okay, in a previous version. So like we see here, why did I choose this application? Because in this application, the main sign up method is the phone number. This is way different than the last application or the last requirement. In the previous video, the main registration method was the email. So if there is an important announcement, if you forgot your password, you will use your email to recover it, okay? If you provide a wrong email, you cannot sign up. But you can sign up without providing a phone number. In delivery applications, mostly the main sign up method is the mobile number. Why? Because the delivery guy, when he wants to contact you, he will call you. He will not send you an email and tell you, okay, I am in front of your house, please come to me and get your order. He should call you. You should also be able to call him. This is why those applications care a lot that you are really using your phone number. They don't care about the email or the Facebook page or the Gmail. None of these are important. The phone number is very important. So if you try any food ordering application, okay, like KFC or another application, or even any delivery application, okay, like Amazon, for example, also Uber, the same way, the driver wants to contact you using your phone number. All of these applications, you will find that the main registration method is the phone number, and the application must provide your identity using the one-time password, or like we call it, OTP. So here we will notice that the test scenarios are very different. So like we see here, the screen on the left first. So if this is the first time, you will provide your phone number and he will create an account for you. If you are logging in, you are already registered, you also will provide your phone number. There is no password, okay? The password is the OTP. So after you provide your phone number, he sends you a message to your mobile phone with an OTP which consists of 4 digits. So how do we test this functionality? First, we have the phone number. So here we will create sign up also. Sign up, but for example, KFC mobile app. Okay, let's create our checklist. Sign up scenarios. Okay, so the first one is verify signing up using a valid phone number. And like we see here, the phone number here is inside Egypt. This is my country. So this phone number must start with 1, like you see, 15XXX, and he says do not start number from 0. Why? Because there is an issue in Egyptian phone numbers. The Egyptian code is +2, 0. And here in Egypt, we are used to say, okay, my phone number begins at 0, but 0 is part of the country code, so you should not include it in your phone number. So you should begin from the number after 0. Okay, this is a special case in Egypt only, and we call it a localization issue, okay, because this application is localized to all countries around the world. So in order to test it correctly, you need to understand how things go inside this country. So this is the first scenario, verify signing up using a valid phone number, and we mean by valid phone number an Egyptian phone number, okay. Then we can say verify entering an invalid phone number in the phone number field. We can say 012XXXX. So here I began the phone number with 0, an error message should appear. We can also test verify that phone number field only accepts numbers, okay. So for example, enter ABC. It shouldn't accept characters, okay, or letters. Another important scenario that happens if you are testing an application in more than one language is using different numbering systems. So for example, those are the numbers in English. In Arabic, those are the numbers. Okay, I think in some operating systems, if you switch the language in both languages, you will see this. Okay, this I mean, but I'm using a MacBook. So in MacBook, you can write both Arabic and English characters. Also in mobile phones, I think the same. So here, verify entering phone number in Arabic format. So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it should be accepted. Another important scenario, because this is a mobile application here, this is not a website. So we should test the rotation of the screen. Okay, if we switch the screen from portrait mode, which is this one, to landscape mode. So here, verify signing up using landscape mode. Another important scenario, because this is a mobile app, is the keyboard that appears when you click on the mobile number field. In mobile phones, we have two types of keyboards, one which is QWERTY, in which you can enter letters. And the other one is like the phone number. If you are writing the phone number of your friend, you'll find a keypad that includes only numbers. We don't need letters, okay? So here, verify that numbers keypad appears when user clicks on mobile number placeholder. So these are some scenarios for the first screen. Then after you enter a valid phone number, you will be redirected to the one-time password screen. This is also important and it includes many scenarios. So here I can add those scenarios inside the same checklist, or I can create a new checklist, okay, and call it OTP scenarios. So here we have the sign up scenarios and the OTP scenarios. So the first scenario is verify using a valid OTP. Okay. Also we can test that we can enter Arabic format in the OTP. Verify using Arabic letters in the OTP. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. Here this is because this is an application that will be used in the Arab world, okay? If you are in another country and you have different numbering system, you should test it also. So here we have a timer. After this timer, I can request the OTP again. So we can say verify that the user can request the OTP 2 times. So when I request it again, I should receive another message on my mobile phone. So what if I request the OTP again and then try to use the old OTP? Okay, so here I requested an OTP, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I requested a new one. The new one should be valid, but the old one should not work. So here, verify using an old OTP after requesting a new one. It should not be accepted. Okay, this is important. So here now I am using my phone, and the message that I receive on my phone when I add my phone number is that the OTP is valid for 10 minutes. This is very important. So here we need to differentiate between two timers. The first one is the time before I can request a new OTP. The second one is the time in which the OTP is valid. Even if I don't request a new OTP, the old one or the first one will be valid for only 10 minutes. So here I can say verify that the OTP is valid only for 10 minutes. So I can, for example, test at 5 minutes, test at 9 minutes, and test at 11 minutes. This will require executing the test scenario more than one time, okay? This technique is called boundary value analysis. We will understand it later. Why did I choose 9 and 11? Of course, at 9, the OTP should be accepted. At 11, it should be rejected. So here are some scenarios for the OTP. Of course, we also can test changing the network from Wi-Fi to mobile data and vice versa. So for example, I can enter my mobile phone while I'm using mobile data, click on submit, and then turn the mobile data off, and then turn on the Wi-Fi and enter the OTP. The application should work smoothly, no crashes should happen, okay? Those scenarios sometimes cause the application to crash. This is why we test them. So here, verify testing all scenarios while changing between mobile data and Wi-Fi. So like you see, this list of scenarios has totally changed. Here we have the first one. It included passwords, email, username. Here we don't have any of those scenarios. We have a totally different list of scenarios. This is why I have already told you, here we are learning how to write scenarios, but each application requires modifications, okay? If you are working on an application, use those scenarios as a reference, but you must adjust them to the requirements of your application. Don't use them like they are on this way.